Hello everybody, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We are currently we just completed 2.2 of the storyline. We're in the post A Realm Reborn content. And we're going to try and complete the 2.3 today. And in doing so, we need to go to the Great Divide. All right. Do, 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 do. Oh, I saw the Eorzea time. I was like, it's 3 a.m. Luckily not. Hi, Saint. You stuck? Do you need some help? All right. Our friends, the very isle itself, everyone and everything. Oh yeah, she's talking about Kryl. No, it avails us not to speculate. Oriange will send word if there are any developments. Until such a time he does, we must remain firmly focused on that which is within our power to change. With that in mind, I would speak of a different matter, one closer to home. It concerns the etheric fluctuations which we had previously attributed to good King Magomag XII. The king is no more. That the king is no more is a blessing for which we have you to thank. Yet all is not well in the Twelveswood. Our latest readings reveal an ongoing etheric disturbance of considerable magnitude. This may even suggest the presence of a primal. Needless to say, the mere possibility warrants immediate investigation, and I would have you... Acelia, I do not wish to interrupt, but we have a problem. Oh? What manner of problem? A band of refugees hailing from Ul'dah this time are come to Revenant's Toll seeking asylum. It would seem they expect us to afford them the same treatment that we have the Domans. At present, they are in the seventh heaven waiting a formal response. I see. Mayhap this was to be expected. I shall meet with them at once. Acelia, you know full well we haven't the resources to accommodate many more people. Consider what will happen if you do this. Word will spread and more will follow. Your opinion is duly noted, but I will hear their suit. Is it the Alamegans? Stab, I should be grateful for your presence at this meeting. Alright. Do I look like a diplomat? Thank you again, Saint, for the sword and shield. They actually match really well. Wait, where are we going? I apologize to keep you waiting. My name is Minfilia, and I lead the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. 12 be praised, it is you. We're ready and willing to work, same as the Domans. Just give us a task and we'll see it done. Pray calm yourself. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I know not of your situation. I beg your pardon, Antecedent. I ain't so good with words. We've been living off scraps of Ul'dah for years now, trying to piece together a life to replace the one that got took. They say there's work, but there's not for an honest man, not as would sully his soul sooner than his palms any road. The flames do what they can for us, of course, but it ain't near enough. And it's only getting worse. When the calamity brought us to our knees, those rich bastards in the city didn't help us. They climbed on our backs. I don't pretend to be clever, but even I can see what's coming. I knew we had to run. The only question is where, and then it came to me, Revenant's Toll. I mean, you took in them foreigners in, didn't you? So you'd surely do the same for us. I fear the situation is more complicated. While it is true that we accepted the Doman petition for aid, the decision was the product of extraordinary circumstances. I sympathize deeply with your plight, but pray understand that it is not possible for an organization of our means to aid all who have been affected by the calamity, and so it is with great regret that I must deny your request. But we've nowhere else to go. You're turning your back on us? Might I have a word? Tataru? Is aught amiss? Ill tidings from Ul'dah, my lady. Alphino has been wounded. What? What? How? Is it serious? Someone finally clocked him right in the chin, I bet. Oh, say. What do you want me to... Leon, does that sound better? I think I just saw it and I've been watching Desky, so hearing her say it, I think it just triggers. I cannot say for certain, but I fear it might be. According to the Flames, the refugees started a riot. They went wild, apparently, lashing out at any and everyone. That can't be right. Why would they? They must have been provoked. The demonstration was meant to be peaceful. Seven hells. Now the Blades have an excuse. They'll round us up and kill anyone who tries to resist. Antecedent, please. If you won't help us build a new life, at least help us keep the ones we've got. Seems like a good compromise. My lady. We are not ones to stand idly by and watch innocents suffer. However, until we know more of the circumstances surrounding this riot, I'm not certain what aid, if any, we can provide. If the authorities determine that the refugees attacked without provocation, then those responsible will have to answer for those actions. How can you be so blind? Find Alphino and quickly. If he's in danger or worse, I would have you and none other by his side. Okay. Thank you. Pray do not concern yourself with the matter we were discussing earlier. Ida and Papalima will see to it. Alphino is being treated at the Hourglass. Hurry, Stab. Alright, the Hourglass? Where's the Hourglass? Oh. Nola, come here. Come here, you want scratches? That box is way too small. You'll never fit. Never. Plus it's closed.
You must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I am quite well.
Tataru.
Ul'dah, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over. Ul'dah is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life. To an Ul'dan, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield the greatest influence. So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Alamigo and the destruction of the Calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Ul'Dan way of thinking, they may as well not exist.
It's made even worse that the fact that it's the winter event and it's snowing outside here.
Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Rauban and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor.
Your stomach's in shambles. Uh-oh. You okay?
Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight.
If you're walking by, you mind letting Nola out? She's patiently waiting at the door.
This has prompted more and more Uldans to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers. While more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry. The manner of Lord Lolorito's refusal to grant the Dolmens asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the monetarists. And you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions. It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest, nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence.
Thank you.
That the Immortal Flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
As I told you before, it was all but inevitable that an incident of this kind would eventually occur given the rising tensions with the Sultanate. Nevertheless, I have reason to believe that this particular riot may not have begun spontaneously. Have I piqued your curiosity? Good, then you will accompany me to the Hall of Flames. I would hear what General Bon has to say upon the matter. Oh. Oh God. Is he saying it was a false flag? False flag incident. How many do I have? 16? Ooh. Let's see, at 30 I can get a mini or a mount. Do, 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 do. Should we do some dungeons? Yeah. Now it's not the time, Sergeant Attic. My hands are full dealing with the refugees. Precisely the matter we wish to discuss, General. Alphonode, back on your feet already? You may credit my swift recovery to your... I'm just going to say surgeons. My memories of the riot are still somewhat muddled. I trust you managed to regain control of the situation? Not entirely. We secured the city soon enough, but not before the unrest had spread to the surrounding territories. Pockets of resistance remained throughout Thanalan. We have sent what forces we can spare to root out the last of the belligerents, but progress is slow. They are damnably elusive. Oh. I can well imagine, given that the majority of refugees live outside the walls, it stands to reason that they would know the lay of the land. What I do not understand is how they came to be so well prepared. Before my little incident, I observed that several of the refugees were armed, and not with butcher's knives or pitchforks, with martial weaponry. I need hardly add that such equipment is costly. None can deny that tensions between the Oldon Citizenry and the refugee population have increased since the Domans were turned away. But would that motivate a starving man to purchase arms in lieu of food? I think not. And what of those who have not even a single gil to spend? Who could not survive without the aid provided by the immortal flames? Surely they would sooner sell a weapon than bring it to bear against their benefactors. Come to the point. Very well. My point, General, is that this powder keg of discontent was not set alight by chance. These events were deliberately set in motion, and now order must be restored. That is my first duty. Until it is done, any investigation can wait. I do not have time to discuss this. My scouts are returning anon. What if that's actually how you actually say it? Is it surgeons or is it surgeons? The general is no fool. He keeps his own counsel, and with good cause. Were he to claim without any necessary proof that the riots were instigated by outside forces, the monetarists would accuse him of attempting to shirk responsibility. After all, he and the Sultana have been the most outspoken proponent of refugee aid. Regardless, they will face harsh criticism in the days ahead. Our allies may stumble upon the truth in time, but I have a far more faith in your abilities, Stab. Therefore, I propose we conduct our own investigation independent of the authorities. To that end, I would have you make inquiries in the settlements suspected of harboring belligerents. Commander Swift will know which they are. He may balk at a request for such information, but I've no doubt that you can persuade him with your silver tongue. I meanwhile, shall seek answers in my own way, after which we can regroup and share our findings. Well then, shall we? I probably outrank Swift. I am a sergeant. You're gonna say surgeon. I'm gonna say surgeon too. That's pretty much what they are, right? Also, as far as dungeons, let me make some progress in the story for the YouTube. And then between YouTube episodes, we can do some dungeons. You look as though you have something to say, Sergeant Addict, do you? What you say is no simple favor. Were such information to fall into the wrong hands, the lives of countless soldiers would be at risk. Even so, there is wisdom in your words. An able individual, even one with ties to the flames, may be better suited for the task than a regiment. Very well, the Brass Blades have reported suspicious activity in the vicinity of Lost Hope. It may be unrelated to recent events, but we doubt it. I suggest you begin by speaking to the Blades posted there. Alright. Lost Hope. Oh, sorry, I was saying, let me make some progress in the story for the YouTube episode. And then between YouTube episodes, we can do some 11 roulette, maybe main scenario roulette if you want. If that's okay with you. I'm Alberga. And what brings you here, adventurer? A search for refugees? Well, then you've come to the right place. Oh, you mean those refugees? Oh no, you won't find them here. Most of the people of Lost Hope have come to accept their situation and are content to pass their days in peace and quiet. Wow, it's called Lost Hope Camp? That's terrible. Outsiders have trouble understanding that, like the merchant who passed through recently. Gregarious fellow, but awfully opinionated. Can't say I was sad to see him go. Afraid of the Sultanate, are we? I take it this means someone has read my report. The refugees who left with the merchant have yet to return, and I am increasingly concerned that Zazawaka's suspicions were correct. You haven't the foggiest what I'm talking about, do you? Never mind. Speak with Zazawaka, he'll explain everything. Alright, Zazawaka. Zazawaka! He sounds like a Muppet. Ah, don't hurt me. I'm not one of them. I beg your pardon? You're from the Flames, but you're not with the Flames? I see. If Leofric bid you speak with me, then I take it you've agreed to help. 'Twill be praised for that, because we haven't a moment to waste. Everyone knows the Flames are on the march. The others have fallen under the fanatic spell, but not I. Promises of revolution and retribution, of holding the ruling class to account and taking that which is owed. Ha! A childish fantasy. I did everything I could to dissuade the others from leaving, but few would heed my words. Now that one of our idealists has returned, however, the madness of the merchant's plan is plain for all to see. Look behind yonder tent, and you will understand why. Even now, he babbles incoherently, so traumatized is he by the bloodshed he witnessed. Try as I might, I can make little sense of his words beyond the fact that he was not alone in surviving, and I've no doubt that the merchant will lead the remainder to their doom. I beg you, find them before he does. Behind the tent? I can't see him. I want to see him. I want to see his trauma. Oh, here he is. What are you doing? Don't draw. Don't draw. Don't draw. Don't draw. Don't draw. Why didn't you run away with me? We could have escaped together. Then you'd be here with me. Be here to soothe me. Why did you have to stay and leave me alone? Alright, we gotta soothe him. There you go, buddy. It's okay. There you go. Oh god, Stab is so bad at soothing. Who are you? What do you want? Aye, it's true, I followed the merchant, and may the gods strike me down for my folly. What they will not give you, you must take, he said. When we asked how, he revealed a cache of weapons that he had brought and implored us to seize control of our fates. Thought about running then and there, but the others were so excited. He split us into 2 groups, sent us off on our own. But when the Flames found us, we didn't know what to do. Our leader tried to parley with theirs, but then they started arguing and then fighting, and then everyone was fighting, and the Flames were shouting to give no quarter, and oh god, it's the other group. They're still out there. If we don't stop them, they'll be massacred like mine was. The other refugees are hiding in the caves south of Lost Hope, but to approach them would be fruitless. They sooner would call us agents of the Sultanate and try to kill us than listen to reason. Why, the twins might even deign to do the deed themselves. A pox on all the bloody sellswords. They were supposed to train us to fight, but the ones he sent with us vanished during the struggle. Oh, if only we had never listened to the merchant's ridiculous claims. He said our cause was righteous, that the gods would never suffer us to be defeated. Though if they were forced to confront reality, that's it. Challenge the twins in combat and show my brethren that their strongest warriors are no match for one man. Mayhap then they will lay down their arms and renounce this plot. Alright, time to beat up some refugees. Sounds to me like the monetarists just wanted to spark a riot so that they can play a bit of I told you so. Those where you guys are hiding? This is awful. 7 L's, they found us. Everyone grab your gear and make for the rendezvous point. So that's your game, is it? Ha ha ha. Sorry to disappoint you, lad, but we're more than willing to kill ye ourselves. I'm not killing them, am I? If you had to guess, I probably am. I mean, yeah, I am slapping them with a sword made literally out of a Primal's horn. How's the combat volume, by the way? Like, is the music too loud, or? A little bit. That should help. If Beetle Micah was nothing, Thal Almighty, what are we gonna do now? I don't know. Gather your dead. You've returned. Did you find my brethren? What are the twins? What happened? I see. Well, you had no choice. Oh god, I did kill them. Better than a handful of them. Take a beating from you than the locket butchered by the flames. Oh no, just a beating. Okay. Tell me, what did the merchant have to say when it was over? Huh? But where else would he be? Unless he went to Stone's Throw to recruit others. The merchant wished to approach the refugees in Stone's Throw, but was waiting until the flames withdrew their forces from the vicinity. Now that they have, there's nothing stopping him from continuing his work. How many more must perish in pursuit of this futile cause? How much more suffering must we endure before it ends? Find him, convince him to cease his mad quest. It will surely lead us to ruin. Alright, let's go find this merchant. Give him a slap down. Wait, what is this? But a mere floors, the dream of flowers. Children. Are these flowers or are these drugs? Is this some weird meth lab? Is that a somnus lab? Drugs! Yeah. It seemed like it, right? Got Walter White over there. I am the one who grows flowers. Oh, Babby. Ooh. Literally was about to type that. We are of the same mind. We share the same brain cell. Have you seen my parents? They told me to stay here with the others. They said that they'd be back soon, but it's been days. They left with a man from Ul'dah. They said they were going to change everything. Make it so that we could live inside the walls with everybody else. I liked it when he said that. I didn't like it when he started talking about making the rich people pay. Everyone looked so angry and I got scared. Say, mister, are you looking for someone? Nope, just eavesdropping on your pain. Looking for a merchant. Rolling RV Meth Lab, I remember that. The one guild name we had. It was beautiful. You mean the man who left with my parents? But I don't know where he... Wait, look, over there, I think that's him. You son of a bitch. Well now, which of these gullible fools shall be my next victim? Oh my god, I'm gonna gut this man. Oh yeah, he knows he's screwed. I... This is when I just throw a rock. He's getting away. Get him, mister. Flying is so fun. Funny times. Yeah, we had plot 1, ward 1 house in Limsa, remember? In that guild. You again. Why are you pursuing me? Sedition, treason, revolution, that's preposterous. I just wanted to make Old Dog great again. Who has filled your head with these lies? Refugees, the self-same refugees who terrorize the streets of Ul'dah? Ha! You have no evidence to prove your accusations. None. No, I will not accompany you to the Hall of Flames. You have no right to detain me. But for the sake of argument, let's say I did do the things you claim. Surely you don't think I give a queer and arse about politics. It was business, only business. Oh. This is when a sniper just pew, because he's about to like talk. Oh God, I was joking. We both know that I'm not the one you want. However, if you agree to protect me, I swear I shall tell you everything. Whoa, catch it! What's all this commotion? Oh, they're so cute. 7 hells. Tell the others to spread out and search the area. The killer may still be close. Slap this man for saying that was actually something I just added in as flavor text. He didn't actually say that. Hold, adventurer. I would know more about your relationship with the victim as well as the events leading up to his death. Although with the stuff he was saying, it did kind of seem to naturally fit in, right? This man was responsible for the recent riots. Mayhap we owe his murderer a debt of gratitude. In any case, it is obvious you are not the one whom we seek. You may carry out with your investigation, Scion. This whole camp is just filled with Lalafels. It's so cute. Wait, what's in here? Oh, I can't go in. The world needs more Lalafels. It's true, it's true. Oh, look, a little elf. Let's trade in some gear. You know what would be really... Night coffee is your only Lalafell? You know what would be amazing if they added in here? If they allowed us to buy Aetheryte tickets with company seals, that would be so amazing. Oh my gosh. How much gear does he have to trade in? Oh no! Did I trade in the sword? Did I trade in the shield? No. Okay. Whew. Okay, I need to be really careful. Thank you. Thank you. I was so scared. Okay. There we go. Okay, they're safe. Cheese? Why do you say cheese? Alright, nice. Alright, Swift. What news, Sergeant Addict? Where's the merchant? Dead. Murdered! Damn it all to the seventh hell. He was not simply murdered, Sergeant. He was silenced. Too many knew his face, and he was ready to divulge his secrets. Do not despair, though. We may be closer to identifying the true orchestrator of these riots than you realize. Good. Revolution! The Flame General left word that you were to proceed with to the Fragrant Chamber as soon as you returned. He wishes to discuss your recent discoveries as well as the results of our own investigation. Master Alphinaud has already been informed and should be waiting with you outside. Pray proceed to the Royal Promenade with all haste and speak with Bartholomew. You're crafting cheese so you can make food for Palace of the Dead? Oh. I want some cheese. It's gonna be like Skyrim, where I'm just mid-battle eating wheels of cheese. We have been expecting you, sir. Please proceed inside. You have to go beat up animals for milk?
Commander
Oh gosh.
Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
You know, you should be able to get milk without killing the cows, right?
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, the truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
This information does not leave this room.
You're gonna do fates for gems? What kind of milk is it that you need?
The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination. Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate. Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. Until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters. It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated. Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
Oh, I knew it.
Teleji Adeleji. But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield. The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Alagon ruins, of which no record existed. There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day.
It was a PvP
Differ
area.
though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement. Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations between our nations. In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, Teleji Adeleji proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill. A shameless bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Alagon ruin.
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution.
Oh.
His sympathy for the plight of the Domans was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
Omega.
Oh.
Pardon?
An Alagon monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Alagon inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself. If accurate, it might explain why Nail Van Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cartano Flats. Given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation, destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon. One which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides. which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
That he should aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
'Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Just kill him.
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Ul'dah.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
I should be glad to know the truth, and yet the thought that all this chaos was the product of one man's lust for power sickens me. How long do you think they intend to hide the existence of Omega from the Scions? They intended, that they even felt the need to do this, do so is most troubling. It would be in our best interest to learn more of the military activities in the disputed territories. You are, of course, the scion best suited for the task, Sergeant Addict. Do take a moment to visit the Hall of the Flames and make inquiries at the earliest available opportunity. Begone, whelp, this is no place for children. I'm sorry. Oh, it's the girl. I was looking for you, mister. You said you were looking for the man who left with my parents. You know this girl? Yes. So he visited Stone Throw as well, I see. Did you find the man? Were my parents with them? They were not, I'm afraid. However, I can think of several places they might be. If you like, we can go and look for them together. Really? You'll help me look, mister? Aw. Of course, but first, I must needs finish speaking with my friend. He's telling me a secret, you see, so no one else is allowed to listen. Mayhap you could wait for me by the pillar over there? We require but a moment. Okay, mister, I'll be waiting. Aw, I hope she finds her parents. I hope they're not dead. I'll take her to the quicksand. Mayhap Amodi will know what to do. A legion of Garleans and Aether-starved Primal, even dealing with an Ascian would be preferable to this charade. Sometimes I fear Menphilia is too ambitious. We rush hither and yon in response to threats as they arise, without concern for the strain it places on our limited resources and ourselves. Mayhap the time has come for a change. What's that supposed to mean? Stab, this is Menphilia. I know this is sudden, but I must ask you to return to Revenant's Toll with all due haste. This situation in the Twelveswood has taken a turn for the worse. I'll explain in detail once you arrive. Twelveswood, then the primal threat she spoke of before has been confirmed. I've received no reports of XIV activity, which leaves the Sylphs. Go, Stab, you know as well as I that the appearance of a primal takes precedence over all else. Oh, and when you arrive, do inform the antecedent that while I am grateful for her concern, she needn't fear for my safety. I am more than capable of protecting myself. There we go. Alright, while I'm teleporting, guys, I'm gonna get some fresh coffee and I will be right back. Alright, I am back. Alright, here we go. Rising stones. There we go. Also, Leon, will that be enough milk for you? 135, or do you need more? I can send them out again. Yes? Okay, cool. It is a relief to see you healthy and hale, Stab. The latest news from Ul'dah was most disturbing. Clearly, the only injury Alphinaud suffered was to his ego. Doubtless it will heal ere long. The other Scions will need to be present for this meeting. If you're ready to begin, I will summon them now. Thank you for responding to my call with such haste. Rest assured, I should not have summoned you were it not urgent. To business then. I have received some most disturbing news from the Order of the Twin Adder. They have reason to believe that the Sylphs may have called forth their revered guardian, the Primal Ramuh. I'm sorry, may have, then it is not certain? The Elder Seer informs us that the elementals themselves murmur of the Lord of Levin's return in the forest. The Sylphlands, however, display no signs of undue commotion. Forgive me, antecedent, but that fact need not contradict the elemental's testimony. Unlike his most bellicose compeers, Garuda and so on, Ramuh is reputed to act only in the defense of his children. I imagine he would soon make his presence known if any were foolish enough to directly endanger the Sylphs or their territory. The abruptness of this development concerns me. Were we not keeping a close watch on the touched ones and their movements? In preparations for a summoning ritual, if preparations for a summoning ritual were indeed underway, twould surely have not escaped your notice. Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it was going to happen, just not this soon. I beg your pardon, you foresaw this eventuality and did not to prevent it? I told Papalymo I suppose I could have reported things to Menphelia earlier, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the Sylphs feel about people poking around their territory. They already summoned Ramuh once, right before the calamity, but that was because the Garleans came tramping through the forest. And so long as Castrum Orient stands, the Sylphs cannot be blamed for wishing to have their guardian deity on hand. In short, Ida and I are in agreement. The actions of the forest folk were inevitable and unavoidable. And I maintain that observation would have remained the best policy had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers into the Black Shroud. That, alas, we did not foresee. By all accounts, the recent violence in Ul'dah drove a number of refugees to seek the safety under the concealing canopy of trees. Oh. It's like the Sylphs perceived this panicked migration as yet another invasion and quickened their efforts to summon their god. I am put in mind of Titan and the kobolds. Once again, it is the affairs of men which have paved the way for the Primal's coming. Indeed, one cannot help but wonder what manner of place Eorzea would be without the civilizing influence of mankind. But that as it may, this regrettable development does afford us a unique opportunity. Stab, through your dealings with the Sylphs of Little Solace, you once succeeded in preventing an untimely conflict with Gridania. I wonder, might one who has treated with the Sylphs so fruitfully in the past not have achieved similar success with their patron deity? If Ramuh can be convinced of our intentions, it may be the first step to breaking the cycle of primal summoning. A fond hope, were such a thing possible, we would not have been at war with the beastmen since time immemorial. But maybe this time we can. Let us continue this discussion anon. We must needs first consult with the nation most affected by Ramuh's presence. The Elder Seer has requested your personal involvement, Stab. Pray report to Commander Hulo at the Adder's Nest as soon as you're able. Yes, ma'am. Steel yourself for the worst. While I hope for a peaceful resolution to this matter, experience suggests that your meeting with the Lord of Levin will prove less than amicable. In such event, your fellow scions, of course, lend you whatever support you require. They haven't helped me a single time. What do you mean? They have not helped me a single time with the primals. Stab of the Science, your arrival has been most anticipated. The appearance of a primal is ever cause for alarm and unease. Though my men stand ready for any eventuality, I know of none more qualified than you to snuff out this threat. Indeed, I would have you do so without delay. The Elder Seer, however, would speak with you first. She is of the opinion that your diplomatic rather than martial skills may better serve our cause. I will leave further explanation to our learned leader. Pray make your way to Nafka's altar. The conjurer and attendants will admit you to the lotus stand. Alright. Now 5,000 phase for this, you'll go crazy. That can be really fun though. Just don't burn yourself out. Do it little by little. Hey, is this a... She seems out of place here. Why is there a human in here? Well, actually, wait. I guess there are healers in here, right? Guess that's not that unusual. Hey, but you could also get that super rare wyvern mount. I don't think I've ever even seen one.
Scions of the Seventh Dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty. I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramuh is returned unto the forest. Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace. Our guest informs us that the Sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the Primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands. Unlike the other Primals you have encountered, Lord Ramuh is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered as much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the Sylphs found a way to share the Twelve's Wood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided. Blessed as you are with the power of the Echo, you are one of the few among us who may commune with a Primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations. The Twelve's Wood has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramuh himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities. Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples.
Aw, cute little cabbage.
You have my thanks. way make for Little Solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there.
Oh, shoot, sorry. Waits us there.
An ill wind blows through the forest. Yet, it is not only the 12's wood that flinches at its coming. All the lands of Eorzea shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
Alright, Little Solace, here we come. I'm excited to see the little cabbages again. Wait. Step of the Scions, I was told to expect you. I understand that you go to treat with the Primal Ramuh himself. An unenviable task for one which I have no doubt that you are well suited. I have been told that your fellow Scions are conducting an investigation within the area as we speak, that we might ascertain the location of the Lord of Levin might be found. I would ask that you abide here until they return with their findings. I was told that a messenger would be sent as soon as your fellow Scions finish their investigation. I do not imagine it will be much longer. This one returns, and returns with good tidings. Wise ones have finished searching, and have wisely identified the precise location where the touched ones summoned Lord Ramuh. Your timing is impeccable, my fluttery friend. May you be so kind as to escort this good man to his fellow Scions? It would be this one's pleasure, walking one. Please, please, come with this one. Aww. Can I fly ahead? Do I have to follow them? Hey, what's up, Max? Wise ones have ventured deep in the Sylphlands. These ones must proceed carefully and keep an eye out for touched ones. This one is most sorry, but this one can go no further. Draw too close to the Lord of Levin and one might turn mean and nasty like the touched ones. And so this must say farewell for now. Walking one will find the wise ones not far from here to the south. Go in safety, walking one. Okay. So it's actually you. I'm relieved. For a moment I thought you were dealing with another one of those confounded Sylph tricksters. I swear, with them wreaking havoc with their skin-changing magics, it's a wonder I was able to finish taking my measurements. Yes, it was quite the ordeal. You should have seen the look on Ashola's face when the one impersonating you suddenly showed up. That's quite enough, Papalimo. Ahem, my apologies. It's not like me to ramble so. At any rate, I was saying I have finished the measuring the aetheric activity in the area, and I'm pleased to say I have reached the indisputable conclusion. Ugh. The indisputable conclusion, to wit, that Ramuh was called forth in the vicinity of the Sylphs' eighth rite. Gunstab, the Lord of Eleven awaits. Oh, did they cut out all the... You used to have to throw stuff on them and figure out which ones were fake. Did they cut that out? They commentated on it. Did you want to come help me with the Lord of 11, or did you want to keep doing what you were doing?
Thine order betrays thee, servant of hiding.
Let me finish the fate. Okay.
Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan.
Oh, stop. You're making me blush, Ramuh.
I am Ramuh, guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the Sylphs? The Gridanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult. Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest naught for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just. Gridanian or Garlean, it matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other. Thy conflicts have brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man.
Whoa, whoa.
Whence sprung
Don't lump
this
us in with them.
calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed. Were light and dark given form when man was born? It would explain much. Not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature. Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking? Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges. That they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye. But there is something more in thee. Very well. I shall consider thy proposal. Shouldst thou survive my trial. If thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee. Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment.
Let's go! Ooh.
Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Urianger, it is rare indeed to find you so far from at home.
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady. I must beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramuh, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
So he's just asking for permission to watch? Alright. Does the timer run on that one? Like 45 seconds? Alright. That is totally fine. I will check my retainers real quick. Check the retainers. Alright, YouTube, I'm gonna pause you real quick and we'll come back when we're queuing up for the trial. Alright, we are back on YouTube and we are going into the striking tree. I don't remember this fight. Chris, I can't believe you didn't get a calm. It must be my name or something. It must just stand out. I mean, we did just calm P Shuige due to the name, right? What? Boo! Pijweesh was a legend. I agree. You think we could talk to him if we used a PG Ouija board? Is that too much? Full party. Just the way I like my parties. I like these little floating mushrooms. I wonder if those are a housing item. Let's do it. Person's name is Code Geass, really? But you gotta get him. Shock him. Nice. Oh wow, he just attacks me with AoEs just non-stop, so I have to stay here, huh? If I were to go help, I would be shocking you guys. Are you okay? You're not moving. We did it. Yeah, 0 out of 10 party, no peach-weege. They all let you get stunned. I saw that, but I thought they unstunned you. I got a calm.
I have taken thy measure, bringer of light. And I judge thee a worthy champion. The task of excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart is thine. Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them. If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly lost.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin. A regrettable act, but a necessary
I mean,
one.
he literally asked for it, so...
In witnessing thy struggle, a truth hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Assyrians. But let us conclude our present business. I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
Thou hast made a silver daddy sad when thou'st give him no calms. Oh, when thou'st not give him calms. Stab, you've returned. Dare I ask how Ramuh received your visit? I killed him. He challenged you as a tet of arms. It is well, then, that you have some experience in such matters. The peoples of both Gridania and Little Solace will be relieved to hear that the Lord Levin has accepted you as a forest champion of peace. You have performed A monumental duty this day, Stab. The Elder Seed Seer must be informed of your deeds at once. The Elder Seed Seer will wish to hear of your experiences firsthand. Pray return to Gridania and make directly for the Lotus Stand. The Conjurer at the Nofix altar will be expecting you. Fare you well, Stab. Alright.
You are returned to us, dear friend, and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this. I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramuh ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell?
Well, I killed him.
Ramuh made trial of you? I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without. It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartano, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the Alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest. As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose. Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all. Eorzea must be as one, yet I fear that dream is still far off. On behalf of the people of Gridania and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done. Full oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth.
What is this camera angle?
Lord Ramuh has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent. Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
Thus ends another daunting mission, eh, Stab? I'd hope Lord Ramuh could be persuaded with words alone, but nonetheless I can admire the adroitness with which he responded to the Primal's sudden challenge. And it seems that Oriange too was pleased with the outcome. What say you, Stab? Shall we gather back at the Rising Stones and ponder the lessons of the day? Let's do it. Welcome back, Stab. Word of your monumentous encounter with Lord Ramuh precedes you. I would fain share news of mine own, but Orianche's discoveries must take precedence. Upon witnessing your defeat of the Lord of Levin, our learned companion was struck with a profound insight regarding the nature of the Ascian's immortality. Let us assemble and discuss his observations together. Okay.
If everyone is ready, let us begin. Urianger, the floor is yours.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the Waking Sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white, Elidibus. Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
In the intervening time, Urianger and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might more permanently be slain.
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence. In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension. The etheric readings taken by Y'shtola at the time of this transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Y'shtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the Primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior.
Right. Cue the PowerPoint slide. I was joking, but okay.
Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm. In turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls. Twixt this world and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated.
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals. Though they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether given shape. Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
The secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits should there be no suitable host for it to claim.
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Nay, it merely withdraweth the distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
I am sorry, my friend.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
The Sahagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
Whoa. Strolla.
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady. Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Ascian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
I have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
I shall, Archon. Thank you.
So this is the land between, huh? The Lord of Levin is returned to the Aether, as was the Leviathan before him. Ramuh's acquiescence was most intriguing. Inferno, Vortex, Crag, Whirl, and Levin all have now been made humbled by the Bringer of Light. The limitless potential of man, Heidelin servant, grows mightier by the day. Yet he prospers at great cost to his mistress, whose strength is all but too finite. 7 times have the masses survived the rejoining, but their souls are grown weak and wane. Yet even as it enervates, the ardor empowers our master. All that remains is to nurture the strength of the gifted, to forge the final key. To nurture the strength of the gifted? Are they talking about me? And that is the task to which we bend our every effort? Divine seeds were ever wont to quicken the Eorzea's fertile soil. We need only lead men to the field, and by their eager hands shall a new deity arise. That which That which was shattered shall be made anew, and the one true God shall come again. Zodiac. Oh god, is it this quest, Leon? I think this is the quest. Now a matter of Ramuh, for the present, put to rest, there is something I would show you, Stab. This is a letter of thanks signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging the Science's tireless efforts to the realm. It mentions in particular the names of all the defeated primals, Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King Magog XII, Leviathan, and now Ramuh. Needless to say, there is only one among our number to have faced them all. And though these words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole, I feel that they were meant for you above all others. I too must offer my heartfelt thanks for all you have done. In the course of your duties, you have never once failed to answer my call to arms. You are a true hero, Stab, and Eorzea is that much the safer for your presence. Pray do not misunderstand me. I say safer, not safe. I know all too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The Ascians may be relied upon to sow chaos in the realm until such a time they are forced to stop. Why, even without their encouragement, you may be assured that man would foment strife on his own, and that is to say nothing about the beast tribes. Unless we learn to live in harmony, the primals too will return to plague us again and again and again. And yet, despite all this, your deeds serve to inspire the people, to give them hope for a better tomorrow, and there is no greater gift that we have the courage to strive for what might otherwise be an impossible peace. We owe it in no small part to the dangers you have faced on our behalf, and to the people you have won over to our cause in doing so. Our list of enemies has ever been long, but think of the allies with whom we are now blessed. Of the Sylphs with little solace, who wish not of conflict. Of the Alamegas and the Domans who stand with us, determined to halt the dread march of the Empire. And then there are the many unsung individuals who have gathered here in Revenant's Toll, honest men and women who seek to employ their skills for the good of all. Of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, we must not forget those closest to us, by which I mean our fellow Scions. Thanks to their many and varied talent, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of the Ascians, and combat it we shall. Your enthusiasm is truly heartwarming, antecedent, given our embarrassing wealth of allies. I trust it will not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for a time. Alphino? Alphino, I take it the troubles on Aldaw no longer require your attention. There are yet some rumblings of discontent, but the air of simmering violence is largely dissipated. 'Tis to report such that I stand before you now. That, and to speak of you concerning the new organization we discussed. I have a message for you from You recall the refugee girl? The one whose parents were missing? They were found unharmed. She wished me to pass on her thanks to you. Oh, she found her parents. Why, Alphino, am I to understand that you made the effort to remember the poor girl's name? I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left nothing out. Stab, you have been away from Revenant's Toll for a time now, I believe. Might I suggest that you put the affairs of the realm to one side for the moment and take the opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town? Which reminds me, one of the Doman children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. Yozen was his name. I believe he has some small matter he wishes to share with you. Why not oblige him with a visit? Making children visits now? Is that what you do? Is that what you demand of your hero? Children's parties? Boing. Oh. You guys just let him in the headquarters? Look, it's Mr. Stab. He's back from his adventures. We heard you were off fighting Primals, and that they're some of the strongest enemies you could ever face. I wish I could have seen you in battle. Anyway, we all want to be heroes too, so we finally formed our very own Doman Adventurers Guild to protect all the Domans. Oh, do you think you could train us someday, Mr. Stab? Maybe you could show us how you fought the Primals. What's all this commotion then? Hey, Ori Boulder. Mr. Boulder and Mr. Coltonet, did you know that Mr. Stab is back? So it would seem. Welcome home, Stab. My companion and I but recently became full members of the Scions. I believe proper introductions have yet to be made. I am known as Ori Boulder, and my bookish fellow is Coltonet. Though we remain largely unproven as adventurers, we have taken it upon ourselves to instruct the Doman younglings in the arts of combat. I told you, Mr. Boulder, we're not younglings anymore, we are adventurers. And we are just asking Mr. Stab if he would give us some special training. I think we are ready to hunt monsters alongside him, don't you? Well, you've certainly been diligent with your drills, but I'm afraid the fiends of Mordona are still ever so slightly too dangerous for you. I have a counter proposal. What if I were to cross swords with Stab? A demonstration of skill at arms, if you will. Ori, if I didn't know better, and I do, I'd say you were merely seeking to test yourself against a legend. Ha ha ha! Well, mayhaps I am. Oh, what matters is the motive, but what matters of the motive when the children stand to learn so much from the lesson? What you say, you Stab? Would you consent to spar with me? Should we kick his ass, Leon? Hurrah, we're gonna have a tournament. Come on, everyone, we must prepare out, our gear for an outing. Gear for an outing. Do not try to disappoint them, Have faith, Colton. I shall summon every ounce of my strength to make of this a worthy contest. The fields of the east of town should prove suitable for our purpose. I very much look forward to our bout. I'm gonna kick the crap out of you. You made my wife quit the game once. I will avenge her. Be the hero she needs? That's right. 'Tis good of you to agree to this, Stab. I trust you're ready to begin. I hope you've finalized your will. Very well, let us not keep the younglings waiting any longer. This is where I traumatize the children with bloodshed. Ahem, Hori. Are you sure you wish to fight him alone? That is Stab you face. What better way to test my mettle? Pray allow me to attempt the first round unaided. After all, 'twas this hero's legend that led me to join the Scions to begin with. Without Stab to inspire my efforts, I would not be half the warrior I am today. Your point is well made, but remember, This is for the children's sake as well as your own. Should it appear the contest will end too swiftly, I shall aid my spells to your blade work. Hello! You haven't begun yet, have you? Ida? Who are all these people? When I heard about your sparring match, I told everyone I could find. Thought you could use a crowd to cheer you on. Yes, and there is still more to come. When I mentioned Stab's name, the reaction was quite enthusiastic. While my own popularity seems but a sickly shade in comparison. You'd best crave victory, Bringer of Light. Your burgeoning reputation is at stake. Well, our teacher won't be beaten so easily. He's a master swordsman. You could win, Mr. Boulder. Oh, now I feel bad. We shall soon see. On your guard. I feel bad now. Although I'm gonna kick the crap out of him anyways. Oh god, was that first round over? Ugh, such power. The tale is barely due to you justice. Mr. Boulder won't lose, will he? It's not over yet. It can't be. Aye, the children have the right of it. 'Tis time I join the fray. On your feet, Hori. I bet he's regretting joining the fight. Oh no, he looks hurt. Mr. Step is so strong, but you can't give up, Mr. Boulder. Can't disappoint the younglings. Ah! Oh god, I destroyed them all. You have bested me. I yield. This is when I'm like, I take no prisoners. And I just kill him in front of the children. That was incredible. He beat them both at the same time. He knew you wouldn't, we knew you couldn't lose, Stab. None can defeat the Guardian of Eorzea. Now I see why they send you to deal with the Primals. I have much work to do if I'm ever to attempt the same. Good, they deserve nothing less. Justice was served this day. That's true. Impressive as always, Stab. 'Tis a pleasure to witness the spectacle of your martial prowess. Judging by the smiles on these faces, they too appreciate the hard-won strength that keeps the perils of their realm at bay. Guardian of Eorzea. Yes, that is the most fitting title. You recall when we first met? 'Twas at the memorial service for the Battle of Cartno. That's not true. I met you in the cart. I watched you sleep. Like a weirdo. At the time, I was attempting to understand this land of Eorzea. I sought to grasp the reason why grandfather willingly sacrificed himself to protect it. I shall speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favorable. Dire problems abounded, and yet the effort I saw expended towards their solution was haphazard and half-hearted. I thought Eorzeans a foolish and childish people. Considering the shambles their home was in, I would not have been surprised if I had chosen to swear allegiance to Gaius and the order he proposed to enforce. The Legatus' single-minded military invasion precluded any such switching of loyalties, of course. Were it not for the desire to continue grandfather's legacy, I would have abandoned the realm to its fate long ago. The threats were too many, the nations too self-involved and unstable. It was you who convinced me the salvation of Eorzea was possible. It was you who taught me, through the countless acts of bravery, that what my grandsire sought to preserve was not the land, nor its history, nor any single nation. It was the people, these wonderful, often infuriating, stubborn people that suffered blow after terrible blow, only to drag themselves back to their feet and face another day. Though he never put such feelings into words, I believe Grandfather's admiration for the inextinguishable courage grew into a fervent wish to aid Eorzea and its inhabitants into charting a course for the future. A wish that has now become my own. I too will endeavor to take up the mantle of guardian of Eorzea and champion these people who toil towards a better world. Of course, however, it's not a simple one. The troubles that plague us are of a scale that cannot be solved by the science of the Seventh Dawn alone. No, what is needed to tackle the root of the primal threat and effectively counter the schemes of the Ascians is a new expanded organization that operates beyond the limitations of nations and borders. If you would aid me in building such an organization, then pray let us continue this discussion back within the walls of the Rising Stones. Sounds like he's planning a coup. He's planning a coup of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. What? Who is this? Excuse me? What is he doing here, Leon? He's just chilling. He's just doing squats. Someone must have done a redeem. Thank you for coming, Stab. The world shifts and alters, and we, my friend, must ever be one step ahead of the chaos. What I propose is the formation of a new organization, a group that shall pave the way for a truly united Eorzea. This better be voice acted. Crap. Pray forgive me if I tread over old ground, but I would speak of the grand plan. Since the advent of the 7th astral era, the leaders of the three nations have been deliberating over an accord that seeks to bring the disparate forces of Eorzea together into a single entity. A realm-wide grand company, if you will. The military might of such an institution would be drawn from every corner of the land and directed against threats that no single nation could hope to overcome alone. Yet while the purpose of this hypothetical organization is undisputed, the logistics of its formation have become the source of endless debate. And the longer these discussions continue, the more I sense the impetus towards unification draining away. Thus, I have been campaigning for the creation of what might be considered a trial company. It will be on a much smaller scale than what we hope to eventually achieve, but capable of this a manner of unrestricted operation accorded to the Scions. 'Tis my hope that the successful utilization of such a force will lend momentum to the lagging deliberations. Also, being a primarily military outfit, I mean to assuage fears of its misuse by placing the fledgling organization under the authority of the antecedent. The Scions work tirelessly to protect Eorzea and its people. But as you yourself has witnessed with the refugee revolt, there are limitations to what we can achieve. With this new company under the Scion's command, however, we will be capable of responding to a wider range of difficulties without straining our resources or ever taxing your formidable talents. The goal of my proposed organization and those of the Scions are ultimately identical, a point conceded by all concerned. And before I can move forward with establishing this precursor to the true border-spanning Grand Company, 'tis yet necessary that I visit the three leaders and gain their official approval. A tiresome and time-consuming task, which is why I would ask that you accompany me on the journey and attend to the business of recruiting our inaugural members, while I otherwise engage in bureaucratic formalities. Thank you. 'Tis reassuring indeed to know that the Bringer of Light and his discerning eye will be selecting our future allies. Our first destination will be Limsa Lominsa. Let us rendezvous at the Bulwark Hall. Dang, he's putting me to work, isn't he? Alright, Bulwark Hall over here. Oh, there you are. I'm ready to ascend the bridge and speak with the Admiral. While the Admiral and I are finalizing promissory boundaries and signing parchments, I would have you begin the recruitment process in earnest. I have, of course, endeavored to spread the word of our organization through various channels, but I believe a personal approach will reach many who may otherwise remain ignorant of the opportunity. As for potential members, 'tis no matter should they already be pledged to another institution, only that they are willing to lend their strength when the situation demands it. And you needn't range the countryside. The upper decks alone are populated with sufficient candidates to suit our purpose. Once you are satisfied with your recruiting efforts, meet me at the airship ticket counter that we might prepare for the next leg of our journey. Oh, there's gonna be more journey. So many people to talk to. Eh? Who in the bloody hells do you think you are talking to, Drylander? I'm a pirate, not some sudden knight in shining plate. If you're looking for a self-righteous fop, try knocking at that dandy Carvelin store. Dandy? Was that a was that a slur? Did they just use a slur? A precursor to the United Eorzean Grand Company. While I do admire the scope of your ambition, my responsibilities here at Naldik and Vimelis keep me close to the forge. I have not the time to be traipsing hither and yon across the realm. Should you require my skills as an armorer, however, I might be willing to accept some special commissions. Alright. Getting a lot of no's. Feeling pretty rejected right now. Oh, a beta fish. Real, he'll say yes, he's a bro. Well, if it ain't Stab, I'd not forget a venturer brave enough or daft enough to seek the shortcut to Titan's bedchamber. You remember old Real, don't you? Formerly of the Grand Company of Heroes, or the Company of Heroes, 3 whistles at Bronze Lake. Aye, it ain't oft I drag me arse out of Limsa for a drink, or out to Limsa for a drink, but I'm right glad I did. How fare you these days? You're looking to put together a new crew? Top tier work. Yeah, sounds like the right lark it does. Alrighty, lad, count me in. The heroes may have gone their separate ways, but I ain't ready to climb into the grave just yet. Yay! Someone said yes. Alright, looks like there's just, wait, 2 more? Oh, yes, 2 more. An organization with the freedom to operate with territorial impunity. I must say your proposal intrigues me, but the Kraken's well know that there is not time to act and a time to watch. And I'm afraid this trial company of yours falls in the latter category. Alright, alright. Mr. Alpha's new organization? Yes, I had heard the formation of this trial company was in the offing. 'Tis with regret, however, that I must decline your invitation. As commander of the Yellow Jackets, the protection of Limsa Liminsa must needs receive my full attention. Alright, okay, we got 1 member. One member, okay, let's be lazy and let's teleport. Wait, no, we can just use this. Stab, your recruiting went well, I trust. I'm curious as to how my proposal was received by the rough and ready folk of Leminsa. A member of the legendary company of heroes indicated his interest. Astonishing. I knew enlisting your aid was the right choice. Few could boast the acquaintance of such an elusive character. I too was successful in my task. The Admiral consented to sign all the documents required for her approval. I can only hope that my visit to the Elder Seed Seer proceeds as smoothly. Pray continue to Gridania on your own. I shall await your arrival at Nofika's altar. Alright, here we go. My audience with the Elder Seeds here is due to commence momentarily. I would be grateful if you would once more seek out the task of recruitment here in Gridania. After you deem the well of potential candidates has run dry, let us rendezvous at the airship ticket counter as before. Alright, let's see. Tis not often a guild officer such as myself gets recruited, but this company of yours certainly sounds to have some promise. But its duties appear less than focused. I must refuse your invitation until such a time as your organization is more organized. That is true. She's got a good point. You would offer this old man a place in your company of champions? I am both puzzled and honored by your invitation. Pray forgive me, young master, but I cannot accept. I have sworn to abide here for whatever scant years remain to me, and bear responsibility for the evils my lady has wrought upon this land. Oh, that's kind of grim. Oh god, are we gonna try and recruit Ishtola's sister here? No. This is Ishtola's sister, right? Grandfather, you must call it a day. Let us return to the guild and rest ere your tormented back gives up on you for good. I'm terribly sorry. We are just... Oh, Stab, isn't it? It's been some time since our paths crossed outside the Copperbell mines. Why, you were barely more than a novice adventurer then, but well, look how far you've come. Mother Mione tells me 'twas you who felled the fearsome Black Wolf. And now you seek stout-hearted souls to fill your ranks of a new order? Well, your cause is undoubtedly just, and my old companion here would be much relieved to see me in good hands. Yes, I'll do it. This is the very thing I've spent my entire adventuring career working towards. I shall join your company just as soon as I've seen Isildur safely home. Oh, she said yes. Okay, we just got one more. I have a feeling we're only going to get like one member per city. Sorry for your silence, working on the VTuber thing. Okay, that's fine. You making your maid cat boy? Yes, Catboy maid. I can't wait to see it. Oh god, Laurentius, why would we ever offer? Oh gods, can it truly be you? What a fickle fortune must the first face I see upon my release be yours. Yeah, could it be that you don't remember me? It is I, Laurentius, the man whose crimes you exposed. I was a whaler and a regular patron at Buscaron's. Yeah, I remember now. Well, of course you do. I was beginning to wonder if jail had changed me more than I realized. Not that I have any particular wish to be recognized after my shameful conduct. Huh. The less said of my past, the better, I suppose. And what of you, adventurer? What business brings you to this part of Gridania? Recruiting, eh? And what is your policy on reformed convicts? As matters stands, the Wood Whalers will have not more to do with me. This just may be my second chance I was looking for. Reverend's toll, you say? I shall leave at once. You shall not regret this, I promise you. I'm a changed man. Yeah, we'll see about that. I know, Laurentis, after all of this, we invite him to our exclusive private cool kids club. He's the least cool kid there is. What news, Stab? For my part, the Elder Seedseer was most amenable to our requirements. A former wood whaler and a seasoned adventurer. Our company will not lack for variety, that is for certain. An interesting harvest indeed. We shall strike into Ul'dah whilst the iron is hot. Let us meet at the Royal Promenade and endeavor to conclude our remaining business. Our journey draws to a close. Thank God. Thank God our journey comes to a close. Come on. Ul'dah, the Gilded City where one's fortune defines one's worth. Our hopes of manner of fortune is with us, and that this final leg proves as successful as the previous two. Might I suggest descending to the lower level before beginning your recruitment efforts? I do not think the Sultana will take kindly to us poaching from her personal guard. Let us meet back at the promenade when your respective tasks are complete. Good hunting, Stab. Why does he say good hunting? I'm not hunting people. I'm recruiting. Stop making me look out to be like some kind of killer. Oh, is this a Coliseum? That's cool. Wait, you're the man who came to Alamigo looking for that masked devil. Wait, who knows who might have happened if you hadn't? I'd probably be dead, and a whole lot more of my friends besides. We were such fools. On the road, that disaster really got me thinking about our homeland and about the outsiders who saved us from ourselves. I realized how easily I had been manipulated and vowed to make myself a more worldly man, so here I am. A new company of champions, and you say it will take me to all corners of the realm? Sounds exactly the kind of opportunity I need. And don't worry, I'm not the same stripling you met at Little Alamigo. I prepared myself for a fight, to fight the evil that I know was out there. Hey, wow, 1 for 1. Look at that. You're going to email him to me shortly? Okay. Oh, what a happy coincidence. Do you remember me perchance? I'm your Orison, the church saint of Adama Landama. Thank you again for your timely rescue. And I must also thank you for preventing that fraudulent priest from preying on Drybone's less fortunate. I'm a most upsetting business. Are you here with your companion, Thancred, was it? Ah, 'tis new companions to seek then. Your proposed organization sounds a powerful force for good. But my place is at the church with the children. Nevertheless, I wish you well in this undertaking. Okay, yeah. Why are we trying to recruit a nun? I'm sorry you wish to recruit me. Is this some sort of new-fashioned manner of proposing to a lady? Well, I'm afraid you're wasting your time. This lady is already spoken for. Good day to you, sir. Aw, she's already either married or engaged. I didn't even clarify. I'm just like, oh, shucks. She said no. Aye, you'd be surprised what rumors drift down in Pearl Lane. I know of this glorious new company of yours, and just how far I'd go to avoid getting involved with it. Whispers on the street say your organization is funded by corrupt coin, by syndicate money. If you think you're recruiting just for a cause, then you're a bigger fool than If you think you're recruiting for a just cause, then you're a bigger fool than I took you for. Wow. It's a little bit of a foreshadowing right there. Guy's smart. A company that looks to cure the ills of the entire realm? Listen, friend, I can scarce bear the complaints of the next all over, let alone the conundrums of a neighboring nation. All right, Alphino, I hope your meeting was fine. How fared you, Stab? What hidden gems did the streets of Ul'dah offer up to your unrelenting gaze? A single Amigan youth. Well, you've certainly given us an admirable start, even if our ranks are yet somewhat thin. In these troubled years following the calamity, talk of Eorzea's salvation must seem akin to grasping at clouds. But there are those who have risen up to the challenge nonetheless, and the hope that inspires these people was born in no small part from the victories you yourself have won. Thank you, Stab. I will not squander the precious gift you have placed into my keeping. These recruits will become the foundation of the new beginning. Ah, yes, we are free to begin. As you have no doubt surmised, the Sultana also graced my trial company with her blessing. The first wave of recruitment is over, the document signed, and the finances secure. There is naught to prevent me from taking the next step. Are you concerned by the syndicate's involvement? As was I. This was the origin of every coin of their contribution carefully scrutinized and recorded. The organization will not be built on corruption. Naturally, I would prefer not to rely on outside sources at all, but even my family's substantial coffers could not sustain a venture of this magnitude. And as for the rumors and doubts surrounding this enterprise, well, such things shall plague us until the company has had a chance to prove its worth. It will not be an easy process, but we will earn people's trust one success at a time. Speaking of time, we shall waste no more of it. Let us return to the Rising Stones and lay the first stone for united Eorzea. The problem is, of all the people that we recruited, I think only 2 or 3 of them were actually in it to do good, and the rest were in it for the benefit of themselves. Aw, Nanamo.
Tell me, General, what think you of Alfino's bold endeavor?
I think it is more than bold, Your Grace. His organization would pave the way for a united Eorzea. Well do I understand his impatience, since facing the common threat of the Ultima weapon, our nations have seemed farther apart, not closer together. Considering the many problems we face, should we not be glad that someone else is taking the initiative?
We have all pledged our cooperation, yet the grumbling continues behind closed doors. Ul'dah is not alone in her duplicity. I myself have doubts as to the good this organization will achieve. With the inclusion of the finest soldiers of the 3 grand companies, it promises to be a fearsome military body. But whom will it serve? Even under the watchful gaze of the Scions, it is not unthinkable that such a force could perpetrate a great wrong. Does it not concern you that a significant proportion of its financial backing came from the coffers of the Syndicate? That those unprincipled worms might forge this extraordinary gathering of warriors into a private army?
She's smart.
I have trust in the Scions, Your Grace. They have spared us no end of trouble at the hands of the Primals. If they seek reinforcements, I deem it unwise to deny them. As for their finances, full many gave generously. And though our nobles proffered a sizable sum, their coin did not spill from the pockets of Lolorito and his cronies. And what of the presence of our stalwart adventurer friend in this endeavor? I doubt the Warrior of Light would betray our cause.
Yes, there is that, I suppose. Yet I have known people to change. Whether we will or no, the events of the age hurl us this way and that, like a dust devil skipping across the sands. Cannot be done about Telechi?
I have explored all avenues available to us, Your Grace. But as Ul'dah law now stands, we lack the evidence to convict him of any crime. To arrest him on spurious grounds would only play into his hands.
Oh, she's so upset.
He has all but committed treason, and yet we can do nothing? Then what good our government? What worth the royal house? How deplorable this mockery of justice!
Aww.
Have faith, Your Grace. It is not over.
So cute. So cute. Look at that. Aww. That is not a journey I soon wish to repeat, but I cannot pause to rest. The culmination of our efforts is at hand. I must see the preparations for the inaugural ceremony. Thank you for allowing me to monopolize your services, Stab. I am certain the antecedent will be relieved to see you free from other duties. Nice. Greetings, Stab. Alphino tells me All is in place to begin his trial company. The Scions shall certainly be grateful to have the support of such an organization. Oh, so the Scions... Okay, I see. So it's going to be separate. The inaugural ceremony is to take place here at the Rising Stones. Tartaru is cooperating with Alphanode to see that all is in readiness. So I'm afraid the recruits themselves have been left to their own devices for a time being. Quite a number of new faces have arrived in Revenant's Toll of late, and I wonder if Slathborn might not find himself overwhelmed. Would you speak with him and see if there is aught he requires? Alright. Alright, we got this. Slathborn, I'm coming. What can I do for you, Stab? I thought you'd have your hands full helping out with this new arm of the Scions. Ah, I barely noticed noticed your recruits arrived. 'Twas barely a trickle compared to the flood of treasured hunters we have passed through here every day. While I appreciate your offer to aid, 'tis more your burden that concerns me. I'm told this trial company will answer directly to the antecedent, so I trust that means less work for you in the long run. Slap from the shipment. We couldn't... Gods, woman, what befell? We were bringing the shipment to Revenant's Toll, provisions earmarked for the frontier effort. But just as we sought to cross over into Mardona, we were set upon by brigands. I can't believe... I believe they may have been heretics. There are so many, too many. We only escaped with our lives by abandoning the supplies. Pray forgive us. There is naught to forgive. Provisions can be replaced, but smart soldiers are hard to find. Take your rest, and I'll have someone along to tend to those wounds. Aw, what to do? If heretics are involved, then this is like to be more than a case of simple thievery. Ishgard will need to be informed. Whence did these supplies originate? House 4 Toms we collected the provisions from Camp Dragonhead proper. Understood. I shall see that they are apprised of this development. Stab, were you not on good terms with the Knights of House 4 Toms? I will be sending them a missive immediately, of course, but I would also have you travel there and offer your considerable talents. Yes, I realize I contradict my early hopes to lighten your load, but I need someone who can help bring this incident to a satisfactory conclusion. Our favorable relations with the Ishgard are far too important to risk half measures. I mean, yeah, plus I get to see Orshafont, Daddy. Thank you for understanding. I'm certain Lord Orshafont will be glad of your assistance. I bet he will. About to fight them for making an animal cry. I will be right back, guys. I need to take a quick restroom break. I will see you guys in just a moment in 3, 2, 1, and... Alright, I am back. Let's see. Oh, idle camera. Go away. Okay. Camp Dragonhead, we got this. I'm really surprised we're in the same patch. Achievement. Last 5. Guess we are still in the same patch. Orshafon, buddy. Well, well, if it isn't my fine friend Stab Addict. Would you care for a plate of roast Coracool? Some mulled wine? No? Ah, I see you have come not into my hall merely to escape the biting cold. I was, in fact, on the verge of opening a urgent missive from Revenant's Toll, and I suspect the timing of your arrival is of no coincidence.
The incident with the new frontier hands? No, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest. Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Kurth's soil. Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Fortom does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies, or her debts.
Oh, I love this man so much.
'Twas in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed. Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day. This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name. What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve. The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait?
Of course, if it'll impress you.
Halone's blessings be upon you. Though I take no pride in the admission, many of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons, it might be otherwise. But truly, I could not wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long. Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
Aww. You know, with the introduction of flying, I'm less concerned about there not being a aetheryte here. Stab, is there aught you would ask of me? Pray speak plainly. I am a man of action and need no honeyed words. On the trail of a band of thieving heretics, you say? By the Fury! But you do seem destined to cross paths with those villains. I must confess, then, it is a sad truth that the wilds hereabouts have indeed grown thick with their number. They strike swiftly, without warning, and are canny enough to invade our most able trackers. But 'tis not merely their newfound organization that confounds us. The heretics themselves have somehow changed. I know not what manner of influence this Iceheart wields, but the men we face seem utterly lost in the grip of righteous fervor. 'Tis an unsettling, unnatural zeal. Mayhaps you would care to question one of their recent victims. As fate would have it, your arrival came moments after a traitor was waylaid on the road. Patrol found the unfortunate fellow lying senseless in the snow and carried him to our infirmary. Assuming he has regained the use of his faculties, the merchant might recall some small detail that could aid you in your task. Alright. It better... Oh god, it better not be one of those merchants. Oh no. Where are they at? Nope. Oh, thank God. Tell you what happened? Why, yes, of course. I'm quite recovered enough for that. Anything to help catch those cowardly blackhearts. I was traveling my usual route to Whitebrim Front when suddenly a blow sent me reeling. Next thing I know, I was on the ground and several heretics were rifling through my cargo. Arms, armor, crystals, they were taking everything. It was then that one of them noticed my bleary gaze and stalked over to better acquaint my head with his mace. Before darkness came me, however, I distinctly heard the words, "Return to Snowcloak." I dare say that it is where they are hauling my goods, but you'll not catch me rushing off in pursuit. They tell me 'twas a miracle I survived at all, and I'll not trust my thick skull to save me a second time. Gah, dry her up and foul. Wait, I recognize you, adventurer. You come seeking the heretics? And we share a common purpose. We are on patrol once we chance to cross one of their raiding parties and pursue them here. By rights, we should have them cornered in this ravine, and yet they are gone, vanished like icy wraiths. It's a trap! See that person up there? It's her. You glimpsed a woman atop the cliff. Could it be Iceheart herself has come to sneer at our folly? And where did she disappear? Well, the heretics have discovered a passage through the frozen fall. Some hidden tunnel that escaped our notice. We have not the men to seek further investigation. 'Twould be best we were to return to Whitebrim Front and lay our suspicions before Lord Drillmont. Okay. Stab, it appears I owe you thanks once again. The surviving knights spared no detail in their report. The men you found out near Snowcloak were some of my finest. That they should be bested so handily I fear I have woefully underestimated the threat of the heretics pose. While I understand you might balk at the notion, I must add that you now put aside your mission and consider the stolen provisions lost to us now. It would be ill-advised to plunder unprepared into what may well be the very lair of our enemy. Pray return to Dragonhead and inform Lord Orshafon of your discoveries. He will wish to plan contingencies of his own. As for ice-hardened fanatics, the freezing heights of Snowcloak will not shield them from the justice for long. This is interesting. Before flying, we would never be able to get here, would we? Very interesting. Oh, look how close we can get to Ishgard.
Your return is most timely. Of their own accord, my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess, my imaginings tended toward the grim and bloody. But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails. Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart? Indeed, and this transpired at Snowcloak? Of all the highlands, that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate. So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway? Mayhap a more robust reconnaissance effort is in order. Putting such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority, and no small measure of charisma. As much as I would like to fathom this mystery with you, the situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion. Given the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action. Though Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's Toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
Aww. Stabbed, good to see you return to the toll. How fared you in the frozen wastes of Korthus? How Schwartholmes is to send us a second shipment. I must send thanks to Lord Orchefant for his continued generosity. Yet even as our town grows in prosperity, I feel it will attract ever greater numbers of those who wish to do us harm in the name of greed or power. All of us, Alphanotes and recruits included, must remain vigilant against such threats. While you were away in Korthus, preparations for the inaugural ceremony were but completed, although Totoro does not yet seem somewhat flustered. Although Totoro does yet seem somewhat flustered. Okay. I've taken enough of your time. Why don't you lead to the Rising Stones and see if your frantic receptionist could do with a hand? Totoro, what's wrong, little one? This when she goes on her Arcanist adventures. These parchments seem to be sorted, and these documents, why are they even here? Oh, I'm sorely tempted to file the lot in my wastepaper basket. Ah, Stab, you startled me. You wish to lend me a hand? Splendid. Would you be a dear and hand these uniforms to the new recruits? They're scattered about Revenant's Toll, and I haven't the time to track them down. These recruits know to don their garb immediately and assemble here in the Rising Stones. You'll want to report directly back to Alphanode if you don't wish to miss the ceremony. I wonder if the Scions will ever have matching uniforms. A well-funded organization is a well-dressed organization, I suppose. One day, Totoro, one day. Here you go. Wait. That wasn't you. Were you out here? Here you go. Yu Hase. Those who believe the company will see no riches is short-sighted. Those who believe this company will see no riches are short-sighted fools. The giving of oneself 'tis an investment in the future. Thus did I set my name to the cause. Yu Hase. These uniforms are a splendid idea. Once our organization has made a name for itself, there shall be a wealth of plenty in selling replica costumes to the adoring masses. Yeah, see, he's just in it himself for the riches. Don't trust Yu Hase. Who else is this? Up here? Oh god, Laurentius. I thought it best to mimic my fellows here, but I admit I have no idea what we're supposed to be doing. Ah, our new uniforms. I'm reminded of my introduction to the Wood Whalers. What are you guys looking for, huh? Isildare has at last retired from the adventurer's life. Though I shall miss his wisdom and irrepressible spirit, I am excited to forge my own path forwards. See, she's a good bean. Ah, yes, the uniform. Thank you. Truth be told, I thought of pledging myself to such a lofty organization as somewhat intimidating. Yeah, she's a good bean. Catboy made scent? Okay, 2 versions. All right. Little Alamigo could learn much from Revenant's Toll. That this town can be so alive in the midst of such desolation. He's a good bean too. Stab at it, gods, I did not expect to see you strolling about town. The tales of your primal battles that were what inspired me to come to Revenant's Toll. She's a good bean, I bet. It is an honor to receive the uniform from your hands. I shall wear it with pride. Oh god, Ilberd. I don't remember recruiting you. I don't believe we met. I'm Ilberd, and I will have the honor of leading my fellow recruits as captain. Much did I lose to the calamity, and I look forward to aiding the others in rebuilding their lives. Who decided you were going to be a captain? Uniforms are a shrewd decision. There is no easier method of creating a common bond among what is essentially a band of strangers. Well, at least he likes the uniforms. Scarlet Guard makes me a proud member of the Maelstrom and a hardy defender of Limsa Lominsa, yet in truth I stand for the betterment of the realm, and I thought this new company a fine opportunity to contribute on a grander scale. Oh ho! Now that's a striking shade of blue. Put alongside my Maelstrom uniform, my wardrobe will certainly not lack of color. Alright, he is a good bean too, I bet. And Riol is the best bean. Hello there, lad. Looking familiar, was he? I'd suggest giving a whistle, but I'm not sure it's adhered amongst all the bustle. Oh ho, proper uniforms and all. This thing will cut off the blood to me head. Not to worry though, I'm sure she'll be fine after making a few adjustments. Yes, Tab. Tatardo mentioned you were handing out the new uniforms. I assume you've now met the rest of the recruits. Some few answered the call to arms I put forth through the established guild companies and such. We are yet an army, but there is much a small corps of elite warriors can achieve. Oh, someone followed you? Really? When? You haven't been streaming lately, have you? When I mentioned I thought of a name for the company, 'tis my hope that it shall soon be known across the breadth of Eorzea. The moment of truth draws near, Stab. Once the last of the recruits have gathered, I shall make an official announcement. Wait, was the person we met earlier? The VTuber that you helped with the fate?
Comrades, your presence here this day signifies the momentous choice that each of you has made. With your strength now pledged to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, you are beholden to no single nation. You stand as the vanguard for a united Eorzea.
Oh, the one that Desky raided?
From this moment forth, I declare you Crystal Braves. Let us mend this fractured realm and face our enemies as one. Whether it be the Beastmen and their primals, or the conflict in Carteneau, it is plain that the nations of Eorzea
You got 20 followers now. I'm so proud of you.
Plague the realm. Thus does it fall to some few heroic souls to succeed where they have failed. Come, take your place at the Scion's side as guardians of Eorzea, and together we shall fight for the freedom of all! For the freedom of all!
Whoa.
A rousing speech, Alphino. Or should I say, Crystal Brave Commander Leveilleur?
Please, Antecedent. The title is honorary. I shall not be leading the troops into battle, as it were. We are of the same purpose. Let us join hands and do what must be done to save this land.
The Scions stand ready. I'm eager to see what the Crystal Braves might accomplish. This shall prove an interesting time indeed for the Scions. Yes, I'm listening. So our worst fears are confirmed. The entire Isle. Such power defies comprehension.
30 more and you can apply for affiliate. I think that's true.
Truly? Kryl is alive?
Oh, Kryl.
Thank the 12. I see. Pray, inform me if her condition changes. Yes, I shall pass on your words to Urianger. My thanks. I shall contact you anon. When I learned of the loss of the Isle of Val, I dared not hope that my friend had survived. Yet, by some miracle, it would seem she has. She's still to regain consciousness, it is true, but better that than death. Putting this happy news to one side, we must now endeavor to make sense of the readings taken by the survey party. It appears the etheric disturbance which accompanied the Isle's destruction is of a magnitude alarmingly close to that of Ultima. Could the Ascians be responsible for this devastation as well? I wonder. Have you heard aught from the Mother Crystal since the battle with the Garleans?
No.
Then she speaks to neither one of us. Heidelind's silence portends naught but ill, I fear. Louisoix, I pray you yet watch over us.
Oh. Orshafan? What's he doing here? Very good. See that the provisions are sent for transport. Let us hope that the shipment is spared the fate of the last. There's some big birds in the background. The winds are uncommon fierce this day. Whoa, is this inside Ishgard? Santa! Oh, look at that. Okay, we finally finished this patch. I know in the next episode, we will continue to the next patch. Thank you guys so much for joining, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.